David here with Figboot on Pens, back again with another pen review. Today I have for you the latest seasonal release from Tactile Turn. This is something I have really grown to look forward to. This time around the pen is called the Ember. What I'm going to do today is go over the parts and features of this new limited edition themed offering, talk about what I care for and what I don't care for about it. I'll show some size comparisons as well as provide a quick writing sample. Thanks go out to Tactile Turn for providing this pen for review. Now, I have reviewed these seasonal releases every 3 months for a while now, so I will quickly go over a few general details before we look at this interesting pen. Tactile Turn is a company based out of Texas here in the United States. In the past, they have produced fountain pens, but for the last few years, they've focused on their rollerball and ballpoint offerings, as well as manufacturing some very nice knives. On a quarterly basis, they have released a new themed pen for a limited time. Essentially, the pen is available until September 28th, and they will sell and produce an unlimited number of pens during that time. Essentially, if you want one, you'll get one. Each of the previous seasonal designs has been very well thought out and just downright fun. So, what did the gang at Tactile Turn come up with this go-around? It is a pen called Ember, and as the name would imply, it's themed around fire. The pen arrives in this custom box. The last few releases, they've begun having a new box that has a design which relates to the pen, which is nice. It's adorned with a wood gradient. On the back, there is some general info about the pen here, and something new I haven't seen on these editions is this sticker showing you how to change the ink refill. And I must have had some folks question that. It came with a couple of stickers as well. I like that the Ember one kind of looks like one of the hazard signs. Now, previous seasonal models have come with metal cards, but beginning with the last release, they have started to mix that up a bit. The last model was themed on video games and came out with a cool little arcade token. With the Ember, they have included something fire-related, and that would be a Tactile Turn branded pack of matches. I think that fits in well with the overall theme of this pen. And then inside the box, nestled in a little foam slot, we have the pen. This is the Tactile Turn Ember. It's based on the company's bolt action model. This is only the second seasonal bolt action release. All of the other ones have been Tactile Turn side click model. The pen is available in 6 different sizes. There is a standard, which is 5.6 inches in length. There is the short, which is 5.1, and then there is the mini, which is 4.4 inches. Then it also comes in the slim bolt action, which are the same length, but a slightly thinner model. Again, they come in the standard, short, and mini. And then here's a look at all of them together. The pens are made from titanium, and the exterior is coated with a gradient Cerakote paint. Cerakote is a nice coating that is abrasion and chemical and temperature and scratch resistant. I used these seasonal releases a lot, and I don't think any of them has as much as a mark on them. But you can see here, the gradient starts with more of an orange at the end and then transitions seamlessly into a darker fire red towards the tip. Something cool that's being offered with this pen is this fire starter. It's a partnership between Tactile Turn and a company by the name of Exotac, and that also has a Cerakote finish to match the pen. It is available at an additional cost. I believe they sell for $39. As an add-on to the pen, I think it relates well, and it's neat that it matches. Now, I don't own a fire starter. I can't think of the last time I had a need for a fire starter, but after seeing this, I kind of want a fire starter. I guess that's the mark of a good marketing campaign. I might have to pick one of these up. Okay, back to the pen. Let's take a look at the parts here. The end of the pen is flat with a beveled edge. Then we have the clip. It's a wood grain and is a dark brownish black. I really like the grain here. Between the grain and the color, it kind of reminds me a lot of burnt wood. On the underside of the clip is a feature I like, which is the name of the company, as well as the year this pen was produced. I kind of like that it's hiding underneath there. As I mentioned previously, this is a bolt action pen. For these seasonal releases, it is rare. The bolt is a bright yellow and well lubricated. However, I did notice that when activating the bolt, some of the grease used on the internals can be seen. Now, it can be wiped off, but I didn't want to do so before I took these pictures. That should come off easily. I do like the pop of color this yellow provides. The end of the pen tapers down, and you can see here what it looks like with the tip extended. The exterior of this pen is grooved. This serves a couple of purposes. First of all, it provides an interesting tactile feeling, and secondly, it provides a good gripping service. Now, I tend to grip my pens at the very end of the section, and for this pen, that can be right on the edge of the taper. If this surface was slick, my grip would most likely just literally slide down the hill, so to speak. But with these grooves, I can maintain a solid grip on this pen, even if I'm gripping it on the taper, which is a good thing. In regard to the refills, the standard model comes with a Pilot G2 0.7mm refill, which is one of my favorites. The medium has a Schmidt EasyFlow 9000 medium refill, and the mini arrives with a Pilot G2 mini 0.7mm refill. The Tactile Turn Ember is only available through the Tactile Turn website. I will put a link to it in the notes below. As I previously mentioned, it is available only through September 28th, and all versions of this pen retail for the very same price, which is $149. That's been a common price point for these seasonal releases, and I feel that it's reasonable for what you receive with this pen. It's made from quality materials. It performs very nicely, and it has an interesting theme. It amazes me that with these seasonal releases, Tactile Turn continues to hit it out of the park. While some themes appeal to my personal preferences more than others, each have been unique and very well executed. And I've really grown to look forward to what the team comes up with next. And we'll see what that is in another 3 months. But in the meantime, we have the Ember. And in order to look at some size comparisons and a quick writing sample, please join me over here at camera 2. So here we have the Tactile Turn Ember. I want to see that clip again. That clip is just really cool. I just think that it really invokes kind of burnt wood, and I just think overall it has a nice look to it. Okay, in regard to some of the previous seasonal models, this is just like a quiz of if I can remember the name of everything. There was the Nautilus, and then there was the Stealth in no particular order. Then we have the GT, and we have the Fairway, which I really like, the golf-themed pen. Then there was the Trailhead. And then I guess we need to make room for some of the others. There is the Nexus and the Deep Space, which really did have a kind of a cool deep space look to it. And then the most recent one, which is the video game themed pen, which was the 8-bit. And then a couple of other Tactile Turn pens that are not the seasonal releases. This is another bolt action, which was made out of Damascus, and I just really like the material on this and the way that that looks. And then also I really like the way you can see here on the end we have the Damascus, and then also I just like the detail. Let me see if you can actually see that. That you can see the Damascus inside on the top of the bolt, which is really cool. But that's what it looks like in comparison. And then this is one of their original fountain pens. And again, with a Damascus finial that I had them put on there just because I thought it was a nice pop, and it had a Damascus section. And so maybe one of these days they'll get back to doing fountain pens. I know it's something they've been thinking about, but I enjoyed the ones that they did make, and this is what it looks like in comparison. In regard to a quick writing sample, this is a ballpoint, but we will say this is the Tactile. Actually, I'm sorry, it's a rollerball. This is the Tactile Turn Ember. As I mentioned, these Pilot G2 refills are some of my favorite. And, using a rollerball or a ballpoint has its place. You can't always use a fountain pen. And so the Tactile Turn pens, especially these seasonal releases, are ones that I turn to when I want to use, or I need to use something that isn't a fountain pen. So I highly encourage you to check out the Tactile Turn site before September 28th to take a look at these pens. And as I mentioned before, I can't wait to hear what they come up with next. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.